Hi Eagles, welcome back from winter break. I know you missed my face. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and a happy new year. So for our first show of 2021 after the headlines, stay tuned for my piece, Kelseys and Owen's. We also have a senior moment this week, so stay tuned to get the scoop. And now our headlines with Kelsey.
Hello, I'm Kelsey here with your headlines. The U.S. has banned cotton and tomato goods from the region of Xinjiang over forced labor. As of Wednesday morning, the State Department agency said that the region-wide ban was based on the information that reasonable indicates the use of detained or prison labor and situations of forced labor, saying it had found examples of debt bondage, restriction of movement, isolation, intimidation and threats, withholding of wages, and abusive living and working conditions. Journalists were shocked at the sight that they saw in the U.S. Capitol building, hundreds of National Guard troops sleeping on the floor. They were deployed in full riot gear and was authorized to use lethal force if necessary. Wednesday night, 10 Republican House members joined with the Democratic majority voting impeached Donald Trump for incitement of insurrection. The issue moves on the Senate, where it is unlikely to be tried before Inauguration Day, January 20th. Now for some good news from Montecito, California, that Miss Clark would love. Patches of calico cats just returned home after 3-year absence that started when mudslides destroyed their Southern California home and killing 23 people, including their owner, Josie. The past December, she was found wandering in the area, and sheltered personnel used her microchip to reunite her with Josie's partner, Norm, on New Year's. Patches and Norm have been remembering Josie and cuddling together. Eagles, can I get an aww? New corona strain found in Indiana, which spreads more rapidly on Monday. Indiana joined a growing number of states that have identified the cases of a fast-spreading new strain of COVID. The new variant is not thought to carry a high risk of severe diseases or death. Scott County Health Department is ready to vaccinate. AHS alum Michelle Mattern was interviewed on Wave 3 and said, "A few years ago, the county brought us an old car dealership. So it has lots of bays in it that are already ready to go. Right now, it's healthcare workers, first responders." Back to your anchor.
In sports with Owen.
All right, Eagles, it's time for your sports. First, we would like to welcome back to our boys basketball. Then I would like to welcome back our band and our cheerleaders back from retirement. Finally, a special shout out to our seniors, Misty, Kendall, Sarah, and Brooklyn. We'd like to tell them good job and way to work hard. Now back to your anchor.
And now we have my piece with some of our very own Eagles about the riot on the Capitol. Hi, I'm Emily Evans here with WAHS News, and I have a special piece featuring some teacher Eagles and some student Eagles this week on their opinions about the Capitol, and you'll also see some interesting words describing what happened. So stay tuned for the piece.
On January 6th, the two houses of Congress are tasked with counting the certified electoral votes from each state. It's usually a pretty routine event. It starts at 1 p.m. At about the same time, President Trump addressed his supporters on the ellipse. He had invited them weeks before to show up and protest the vote that he claims was fraudulent. He told the group to walk down to the Capitol. He encouraged them to be strong. Once they arrived at the Capitol Police tried to hold them back, but they pushed the line, breached the security fences, and eventually broke down windows and doors, and the mob entered the Capitol.
So You've written letters to different like senators, and you're very involved, correct? Like you keep up to date with the current events.
Sure. Two of our representatives, Mike Braun, our senator, Representative Hollingsworth, had signaled previous to January 6th that they would support some objections to the vote. And I wrote both of them before the events of January 6th, asking them not to support these objections of a fraudulent vote. And I'm happy to say that both Senator Braun and Representative Hollingsworth reversed their positions, probably not due to my letter alone. I'm hoping a lot of other constituents let their representatives know that they needed to do their job.
Like a lot of times just going through social media or just a lot of people's like opinions, they're comparing it to the Black Lives Matter movement. Would you compare it to that?
Totally different. The Black Lives Matter movement is trying to fulfill the promise of equality, of a constitution that allows an equal playing field, freedom and opportunity for everyone. Whereas the mob at the Capitol was attacking the Constitution, attacking a free and fair electoral process, and upholding authoritarianism. These are the steps that take you toward a dictatorship. So they're completely different.
Any other comments or anything you'd like to add?
Kindness. When this whole pandemic started, Albert Camus was often quoted saying that kindness is the way through a pandemic, and I think we need to remember to be kind to each other.
Name one word to describe what happened on the Capitol.
Crazy.
Sad.
Chaotic.
Rambunctious.
You saw people afraid, and you've seen it for years. People on one side scared, people on another side scared. And when people get scared, when people feel that they are losing out because other people are gaining, fear makes people do things that they normally wouldn't do. Our leaders' words matter, and our leaders have to keep this country together. And what you saw Wednesday is what some people might say is leadership did not do the best that it could have to keep this nation together as one during a turbulent time, and these fears bubbled over, and the right spark was set to get people to take action. Really, the best thing that our kids can take away from this is understanding the principles and foundations of the Constitution, and understanding that the benefit of living in a free country is everybody lives in a free country. So when you have the freedoms and liberties to live your life, it means other people have the freedoms and liberties to live their life, which means you're not always going to like it, but that's what makes this country great. So the more we can follow the true principles and guidance of our country, the more we understand that the very essence of not agreeing with each other is what makes us great. But we have responsibilities on how to act upon our freedoms, and we have the responsibility to make this country better by unity. So
there you have it, Eagles. I've learned from this piece that we're all so very opinionated and we're educated and we're coming together in this time here at Austin High School, and I'm sure where you are too. So just stay together. I know it's very scary, and I'm here with the scoop and to keep you updated. Stay safe. Very well said, Eagles. I enjoyed getting your opinions. Next up, we have Kelsey and her opinion on the 25th Amendment.
The 25th Amendment. As you have known, there was talks about the 25th Amendment. Nancy Pelosi gave Mike Pence an ultimatum of either he was going to make a public speaking that he was going to invoke the 25th Amendment. If not, she would work her way to getting Trump impeached. Well, as of Tuesday, Mike Pence publicly stated that he will not invoke the 25th Amendment, which leaves Nancy Pelosi no choice to impeach our president, Donald Trump. My opinion on this is that I think it's the best that we get Donald Trump out of office. He has too much power right now, and I think he doesn't understand of just how much power he has. As you may have heard of the whole Capitol riot raid, whatever you want to call it. It was very unprofessional of him to get people rallied up like that. And it was very inappropriate for the adults of the United States to get that angry to go and raid our capital? They're supposed to be setting examples for us, future generations. And I hope, Eagles, in the future, you guys will never act like that. We are supposed to be #1 country, and right now, we are broken. So please, Eagles, stay strong.
Great job, Kels. Now Owen with the scoop on the Parler social media network.
Hello everybody, my name is Owen and I'm here to talk about the social media network Parler. Social media network Parler filed a lawsuit against Amazon on Monday for going against the contract the two companies had. Parler believes Amazon violated the contract by suspending their account and taking the social media network off of the internet. Amazon's reasoning was, quote, Parler's lack of content moderation leading to a steady increase in violent content on the network that violates our terms of service. Amazon also said, quote, this case is not suppressing speech or stifling viewpoints. Instead, this case is about Parler's demonstrated unwillingness and inability to remove the servers of Amazon Web Services content that threatens the public safety, such as by inciting and planning the rape, torture, and assassination of named public officials and private citizens. The CEO of Parler admitted that the social media service may never recover from the suspension. Other huge social media companies, such as Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, took action to suspend accounts revolving around the events that took place at the U.S. Capitol on January 6th, even as far as suspending President Trump's social media accounts. Stay tuned for more updates next week, Eagles.
And now the moment you've all been waiting for, our very first senior moment in a long time with Sydney.
It's time for senior moments.
Hey y'all, I'm Sydney, and well, I'm here to talk about my senior year. Well, not senior year, my life in high school. It's been pretty crazy. I mean, we do have a pandemic. It kind of took over, so it's not as good as I wanted it to be. But over the past years, I've learned so many things. One important thing I learned is you need to appreciate what you have while you have it. Because if I would do anything to go back and just redo high school. There's so many things I could have done that I feel like I missed out on. So this is my advice to anybody out there. Enjoy what you have while you have it, because there's no redos. But I'm Sydney, and this is my senior moment.
And there's our first show for 2021, folks. I hope you enjoyed it because I know I did. But I just wanted to take a second to reach out and just let everyone know I myself and the Flock News know we're all going through a very scary and unknown time right now. And you are not alone. We are all in this together, so remember that and remember to choose kindness. I love you, Eagles. See you next Friday. Soar high, Eagles.